Good evening to all Miss Philippines followers joining us online at isang makakalikasang gabi sa inyong lahat. My name is Rizal, your host for tonight's event. And welcome to the presentation of delegates vying for the title of Miss Philippines Earth 2022. It has been the pageant's tradition to highlight different aspects of the environment each year. For 2022, Miss Philippines Earth walks on the wild side as it puts a spotlight on the country's endemic species, some of which are facing extinction. And in tonight's presentation, you will get to know more about the beauty of the Philippine wildlife and, of course, the timeless beauty of the Filipina. This year's delegates come from various parts of the country, each one ready to showcase her unique personality, captivating charm, and love for the earth. And for tonight's event, we have a very, very special guest. A national awardee for 2019, TV segment writer, producer, and publications writer, PNP, award-winning journalist, columnist, Manila Standard, fur dad of 5 multi-champion dogs, fur dad of rescued and adopted cats and dogs, a man of inspiration and remarkable pageant columnist, an award given by Global Trends Business Leaders Awards 2022, a columnist of the year 2022, an award given by the Viral Awards 2022, award-winning journalist columnist, fur parent of 5 multi-champion dogs, featured in 2022 at GMA7's The Best Ka, also during 2021 at GMA7's 24 Oras Weekend Usapang Pets, with more than 500,000 views in YouTube and other TV guestings. Let's welcome Mr. Eton Concepcion. Hi, Eton! How are you?
Oh my God, Queen Rosel, sobrang nalula naman ako dun sa introduction na yun.
Grabe kasi yung credentials, sir.
Actually, most of those achievements, nito lang, would you believe, nito lang past 2 years, no? Since mag-start yung pandemic. Kasi when this pandemic start, na-meet ko tong si Kelly. Oo, ito siya. Sabi nga nila parang zombie dog, no? Tapos na-transform ko siya in a short span of time. Tapos ang daming bumilib. Tapos na-pick up ng mga news program, ng mga dog pages. So yun, nag-trending siya. Tapos, ayun, since journalist ako, I don't know, may mga award-giving body na naka-appreciate ng weekly work ko sa Manila Standard, as well as netong advocacy ko towards stray dogs and cats. So, ayun, dumami yung mga appreciation, national and international. So, sobrang thankful ako. Ganun pala kapag nagmahal tayo ng animals, most especially yung native animals. So, babalik at babalik din pala whatever kindness care yung ibibigay natin sa kanila.
Opo. And we can also hear your alaga nga at the background. Sino ba yan?
Sorry for the noise, pero mga rescue dogs ko sila eh.
Yes. Oh, and we love what you do, Sir Eton. Thank you so much. I wish I could do that in the future too. If I could only adopt all the stray dogs in the street, I really would. So thank you so much, Sir Eton. And of course, meanwhile, I'm feeling very excited, and I hope everyone who's watching and joining us online is also excited. And let us feel that excitement by showing your support for your chosen candidates in the comment section. So, without further ado, let's get on with the presentation, beginning with our first delegate from Angono, Rizal. Hello, Miss Angono.
Hi, kaTUGSi Earth. Good evening, and of course, our lovely host, Miss Rizal, and to our special guest, Sir Ethan. Of course, to the people who are watching us tonight, a pleasant evening to all of us. I am Desiree Gonzalez, representing the art capital of the Philippines, Angono, Rizal. And let me introduce to you my chosen fauna for this year's Miss Philippines Earth. My chosen fauna is the Philippine fairy bluebird, and they are actually endemic here in the Philippines and can be found in the islands of Luzon, Mindanao, Samar, and Bohol. They are actually sexually dimorphic, where female have duller green plumage, whereas males have dark blue plumage. And they are also considered as omnivores, and what they eat is fruits, seeds, and other small insects. So let me just present to you the photo of my chosen fauna so you'll be familiar. All right, there you go. So that's the Philippine fairy bluebird. And actually, if you notice, during the presentation of the official candidates of this year's Miss Philippines Earth, I am wearing a blue casual wear that was actually inspired to my chosen fauna. So let me just give a quick fun fact about why I chose this fauna. I chose this fauna because they play a very vital role in the wild, since they are responsible for infestation of seeds and of course for the dispersal of seeds and infestation of insects. And aside from that, did you know that this bird is actually sacred by Tagalog people because they are considered a Sigma Manukan omen, and according to legend, Bathala ordered these birds to crack a pipe on the bamboo, which the first man let out named Malakas, and to the first woman named Maganda. And aside from that, they are also considered as messengers of Bathala to the humankind who are traveling into a journey. So let's say, for example, you're traveling and then this bird passes from your right to left, then that means that you should proceed to your journey because you will be safe for the entire trip. But if that bird passes from your left to right, then that means that you should not continue your journey, or else something bad might happen to you. But the sad part of this chosen fauna of mine is that they are listed in the red list of IUCN, or International Union for Conservation of Nature, because they are near threatened species. So let's be careful when we hunt, because maybe you hunt one of them. So again, I am Desiree Gonzalez, your Miss Philippines Earth, Angono, Rizal.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Angono. That was very informative. You even brought superstition into it, so there's a lot to unpack here. But before we go to my question, I'd like to kindly ask Mr. Eaton to proceed with his.
Sobrang na-amaze ako, no? Yung the fact na ito nga na-imbibe mo siya, di ba? Yung for your love of this kind of bird. The fact na, yun yan, na-inspire mo pa, na-inspire ka doon. The fact na may pictorial ka pa, wearing your costume na inspired dun sa bird na yun. So, sa ngayon, ano yung most interesting fact about this bird? Saka, sa tingin mo, as an animal advocate, paano mo ma-inform pa yung public? Most especially, the young ones, yung mga students, para ma-propagate natin, para mas maparami pa natin itong this species of bird.
Thank you, Sir Ethan. First is one interesting fact about them is that what I have mentioned earlier, that they are considered sacred by Tagalog people. And second is, one thing that I could give to the youth is that, you know what, Sir Ethan, I personally come up with the idea of 3 A's, which stands for awareness, attention, and action. So first is, let's raise awareness to the people by not just educating them on our most endangered species in the country, but rather also teaching them on how we could preserve and possibly save them. Second is attention. So we have to focus on how we can conserve these endangered species and also on how we can restore the balance of our world's ecosystem. Last, and I think most importantly, is the action. So I believe that voicing out for voiceless without action is pointless. So we, governments, local communities, or just a simple individual in our society should unite for the betterment of their natural habitat and also for our entire environment.
Perfect, Miss Angono. Let's be the voice of this voiceless God's creations. Perfect.
All right. So, Miss Angono, I want to ask a personal question naman. Since I think the segment is really time for us to know ourselves deeper and on a personal level. So personally, I like to walk around greenery on my way to rock climb with friends. And that's my favorite part of my hometown. So my question for you is, what's your favorite thing about your hometown?
Wow, that's a great question. You know what, Ms. Rizal, my favorite thing about my hometown, since it is considered, aside from being considered as the art capital of the Philippines, so it's really understood that we have a lot of museum, street murals, petroglyphs, and forest park as well. Did you know that my town was a Hall of Famer by the cleanliest city in the province of Rizal? So we are the cleanliest cities and we don't have any problem about proper waste disposal and flooding and of course the pollution in our city because the people of Angono are very they really have a heart for our nature. So that's why we are considered as the Hall of Famer for the most cleanliest city in the province of Rizal.
Wow, that's really good to know, Miss Angono. And I love what the people in Angono are doing because that's also one of my advocacies on proper waste disposal. All right, so thank you, Miss Angono. Now we proceed to our next delegate from Dipolog City. Hello, Ms. Dipolog. You can start whenever you're ready.
Maayong gabi sa inyong tanan. I am Roche Franchad Santos. I'm 24 years old, proudly representing the gateway to Western Mindanao, Dipolog City. So my chosen fauna is Sardinella. It goes by many names. It goes as a herring, sardines, or we Dipolognons like to call it tuloy. So herrings are actually also called as the silver of the sea because of its beautiful color. I had the privilege or the opportunity to experience the swim by this massive school of sardines. And it really is this shiny, endless silver line that just reflects the light because of its color. And it was really one of the majestic things that I've experienced. This is my chosen fauna because it holds a huge symbolism to us Filipinos, especially to us Dipolognons, because not only that this is the staple food of our nation, of the Filipinos, it's a very common food for us, but it also because it has provided so many livelihoods for so many Dipolognon families. And because of our thriving sardine industry here in Dipolog, we are proudly called as the bottled sardine capital of the Philippines, and it's something that we're so proud of. Sardines are one of the species that thrive easily, especially without human disruption. And I think that if we use or implement the initiatives that the city ordinances does, it's something that we could also use to protect the entire marine body, the entire biodiversity in the ocean. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Dipolog. And I loved how you brought out a bottle of sardines.
Yes.
Since you pointed out it's a common thing or food here in the Philippines. So that's really creative of you. Before we get to my question, we'd like to ask Mr. Eton.
Oo. Si Queen Rach, sobrang na-appreciate ko yung preparation mo. And then feel mo na yung that you're representing Dipolog City, no, for Miss Philippines Earth. Ramdam ko yun.
Thank you.
Tapos, mukhang you're so prepared na for this competition. Pero don't forget to enjoy pa din, di ba?
Yes, definitely.
Little trivia lang about myself that I want to share to the younger ones, such as kayo. Actually, I've been semi-vegetarian since 1998. Strictly, I don't eat meat, but semi-vegetarian because I still eat fish nga, seafood, like sardine. Pero siguro when I reach 55 or 60, I'm turning 49 now. Siguro that's the time na I gave up ko siya. Pero yun nga, one of the reasons kasi ay magandang source of livelihood din tong katulad nung sa inyo. So yun. So ang question ko ay yun, dun sa mga katulad ko na na so much yung pagmamahal dun sa mga animals, to the fact that they don't eat, they can eat them. Paano yung short explanation mo na pwede pa rin naman nilang gawin yung bagay na yun, Queen Rach?
Yeah, I mean, I personally admire vegetarians or vegans because of the kind of discipline that you put into yourselves to be able to also help, the animals. Mostly the reason why I highly would suggest, fish and meat is because a lot of the Filipino families have children as well. And we also want to serve them protein because it's also for their growth. But for people like you, which are very dedicated to helping our an animal community of poultry. I think the best alternative is really if you have access to other plant-based proteins, especially protein shakes. That's something that you could also opt in. So you're also not depriving yourself of protein.
Very good, very good. Kudos ulit, Queen Rich.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sir Eton, and thank you, Ms. Dipolog. But before that, I also have a question for you. It's also a personal question. I'm sure you love your hometown, but if you could live anywhere, where would it be?
Anywhere, I would like to be either in Palawan or Siargao. Also, the reason why I love Dipolog is because I'm just within reach when it comes to the beaches and the forest. I love being outdoors. I love hiking and swimming. So if I were to move into a different province or city, it has to be something that is rich in water and forest as well. So I could see myself living in Palawan or in Siargao or something like that.
Yeah, I definitely get you because I love being by the sea too. All right, so thank you so much, Ms. Dipolog. All right, now let's proceed to our next delegate from Jasaan, Misamis, Oriental.
Hi!
Hello. All right, you can go ahead when you're ready.
Before I will start anything, let me present my presentation first. Is that okay? I think it's not. Okay, let's start. Hi everyone, mabuhay. I'm Jemima Tambra from one of the Eco-Zone and the Philippines, Jasaan, Misamis, Oriental. So my chosen fauna is the Philippine sailfin lizard. I chose this fauna because they are classified as vulnerable species in our environment. For those who don't know, it's also known as a bid or water dragon. Aside from that, they have this special thing called pineal eye, or the third eye, which help them to identify the sun rays as they are basking under the tree. I have decided to focus on this fauna because they are amazing, and aside from that, they are one of the most defenseless species in our environment. And I want to educate people on the hows of protecting these Philippine sailfin lizard in their own ways, so that everyone can be involved and engaged in such environmental awareness that we can help them to be preserved and also the environment.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Jasaan. Now,
Thank you.
I would like to ask Mr. Ethan about his question. Yeah.
First of all, I love your name so much, Queen Jemima Tambra, kasi it's so unique, no? Saka I love when you mentioned defenseless. For us to reiterate to the young ones, mostly to the students, yung pagmamahal dun sa ganitong klaseng animals, di ba?
Yep.
Especially sa provinces, sa far-flung places. Ang tendency kasi ng mga bata pag nakakita ng ganitong animals, tatakot sila, and then may tendency silang saktan o kaya patayin, di ba? So through eto kayong mga animal warriors or animal advocates. So you serve as the voice of these voiceless creations. So eto, sobrang nakaka-amaze. Praises for you guys for tackling this in this year's edition of Miss Philippines Art, no? Yun. So just like yung ibang reptiles na safe naman, ano pa yung good characteristic nitong animal na to, Queen Jemima?
One of the good characteristics of these sailfin lizards, sir, is that they are an excellent swimmer. And I have come with an information, and that is because of their large crest, which help them propel through the waves of the water as they are diving or swimming. And aside from that, they are very intelligent. You know, when they are just hanging over a tree, and when they notice that there are predators that is coming by, they just wrap themselves in the water and then escape. And I think that it is very unique And aside from that, it is very special because they have their own defense mechanism so that they can be able to, exist and not be killed by these harm predators or these dangerous predators that is surrounding them.
Wow. Tapos I notice isa lang ang color natin ngayon. So, we belong.
Yeah.
The three of us, di ba? Good luck and thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sir Eton. And yes, no, I also want to point out your attire for today. It kind of has like a lizardy pattern. Do you have that on your
Yeah,
dress?
I have this one. This is a corset and it is a pattern of our Philippine sailfin lizard. And when you see a Philippine sailfin lizard, they look like a wrinkled skin and they have a pattern that is green and yellow. And because of that, I have come with an idea that I want to bring them with me through wearing such amazing wardrobe or amazing clothes so that I can be able to represent them not just through speaking but also through using them, through showing my style and through showing dresses.
All right. So thank you, Miss Jasaan.
Thank you.
You look lovely tonight. And so do the
You
other
look lovely
delegates.
too.
Thank you. Now let's proceed with the next delegate from Muntinlupa City.
Hi everyone! Good evening! Isang kaligtasang gabi sa inyong lahat. So, before we start, let me share my screen so you can see my chosen fauna. Just give me one moment. Just one moment. I'm sorry. So, as you can see, here is my chosen fauna. So, we are looking to the Philippine eagle owl, everybody. So it is called as the Bubo philippensis or Quago or Bukaw from the family Trece. So they have this qualities like independent thinking, observant, listener, and being strong. So it can be only found in the lowland forest in the Philippines. So it nests parts of Luzon, Catanduanes, Samar, Leyte, and Mindanao. So it has a size of 40 centimeters. So that's why Philippine eagle owl is known to be one of the largest owl in the world. And also it has a wingspan of 120 centimeters. Amazing, right? So it has also a strong feet that allows it to feed to small mammals such as the rodents, amphibians, and other birds. And I could also relate myself using my strong feet by thriving my career by supporting and helping my family. So, but did you know that too little is known about the Philippine eagle owl because only a few have chosen to study them. That's why I chose this fauna because as a result, only people know about such species, not enough people know how to help them. So thus deforestation and hunting persist and their population continue to decrease. So again, this is Micaela Legardo representing the beautiful city of Muntinlupa or the Emerald City of the Philippines. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Muntinlupa. Now, Mr. Eton, do you have a question for our delegate?
Oo, upon entering this Zoom, no, akala ko si Queen Micaela yung reigning Miss Philippines Arte. You have strong semblance with the reigning queen. Tapos, the fact that you're from Muntinlupa City, Micaela, no?
Yes,
You chose this fauna. So sobrang na-appreciate ko the fact that you're not from Mindanao or from the provinces that you mentioned. Sobrang appreciated ko, di ba? Oo. So, sa tingin mo, Queen Micaela, saan tayo the best makitie up, like government agencies, para sa pagpaparami pa ng population nitong fauna na napili mo, Queen Micaela?
So I think in my simple ways, we have some programs or local governments na po that was implemented that actually take care to conserve and at the same time to help to breed this Philippine owl, because we all know, just like what I said, because of the illegal hunting of using illegal firearms, it actually causes the decreasing of the livelihood of this Philippine eagle owl. So I think in my simple way, I want to connect with my local government, not just here in my municipality, Muntinlupa, but also with the to the mentioned places like Catanduanes, Mindanao. I want to connect to them by using relating like in the programs that would spread awareness to their community. And also in my simple way, we have social media. Everyone has an access to it. So by using infographics and teaching, the youth, and especially the children at their early age by inputting into a textbook, they could actually be aware that this Philippine eagle owl is actually exists and they really need help. So, in the next generation, they could actually see in our naked eyes. Thank you.
Kudos, Queen Micaela. And please continue it.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Eaton. And Ms. Muntinlupa, I could really feel the passion in your voice. So I have a question for you. Personally, I have a list of things that I want to do before the year ends. So I want to ask you, what is your bucket list for this year?
I actually have a lot of bucket lists since it's still pandemic, but since of like the regulations that we have and the restriction, I want to visit like the local tourist spots here in the Philippines to actually connect or to be involved with some of the organizations that help not just the animals but also our environment. So I think this time I was able to push myself like to advocate that the love that I have for the environment. I want to explore new things, to experience the culture, to learn something, to learn facts about them that I could share, not just in my community, but also the people, and especially to the children.
All right, Ms. Muntinlupa, passionate and purposeful. So
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And let us proceed with the next delegate from Trece, Martires City.
Makakalikasang gabi sa inyong lahat. I am Angel Santos, proudly representing Trece, Martires City. So before I present to you my chosen fauna, I would like to share a little bit about myself and how I find that this theme for this year of Miss Philippines Earth is really close to my heart. For years, I have been actively rescuing cats and dogs, and I would like to share a little bit about them. I have 3 rescue cats. We have Santol, Gracia, Gray. I also have Euro and Maggie. I really connect with Sir Eaton, and right now Santol is beside me. He is one of my inspirations because this cat found me and I did not found him. He's one of the best things that has happened to my life. So I would like to continue this advocacy of mine, and I still continue to support and help stray cats by selling eco bags that I personally hand painted. So now moving forward, I would like to introduce to you my chosen fauna, which is the Luzon peacock swallowtail or Papilio chicae. Yeah, my chosen fauna is really fascinating for me. A lot of people find its beauty because of its unique colors. And these are the facts that I would like to share to you about them. Number 1, it is a big butterfly. Its wingspan ranges from 11 to 12 centimeters. The color of its wings is notably bluish green in color with a chain of spots, as you can see at the bottom. para siyang peacock. And then it can be found in forests located above 1,500 meters on peaks and slopes. So it can be found in mountains. And also, males have fewer red spots than females. Fifth fact about it is that its hind wings have tails with a wavy edge, and it is endemic in the northern part of Luzon or in the Cordilleras. And then, butterflies in the environment. We should protect these butterflies, as we can see that these are close indicators of a healthy environment. And then butterflies also pollinate plants, which helps in the reproduction of our flowers, fruits, and then last but definitely not the least, they help us mentally as they make us happy because of their beautiful colors.
All right, grabe prepared si Miss Trece. So, Mr. Eaton, what is your question for our delegate? And I can see that you have your alaga with you. Pakilala mo naman sa amin.
Hi guys. Oh, one of my multi-champion dogs, si Lady Jackie. Actually, plus point sa akin si si Queen Angeline. Kanina ko pa siya nakikita upon orientation kasi inakit siya nung yung mga rescued cat niya, di ba? So kanina nakita ko yung isang black cat na umaakit sa kanya.
Actually, yes po. I can also connect with you po kasi I also train my cats. Di ko lang po napakita yung video ko, but they are really good. They are as good as dogs. They can do tricks as well. They can sit, shake hands, turn around. Yan po. Yun yung sobrang fascinating about animals. Yung intelligence nila, we don't really know what they are capable of and up until we give our trust to them as well.
Tama po ni Angeline. We have two common denominators. Tapos eto nung lang, you see this photo? So I'm a big butterfly, no? Ako yung isang malaking paro-paro G. So na-surprise ako dito sa presentation mo. Pero ang paro-paro talagang they beautified the Mother Earth, the Earth. Even ako, lalaki ako, pero sobrang na-amaze ako dito sa creations ni God's creations na tong butterfly, di ba? Siguro, one of the reasons din ba't nag-trending yung paro-paro G, kahit medyo corny. Pero sobrang happy kasi gawin di ba, sa TikTok. So, hindi na ako masyado magtatanong about butterfly kasi yun nga, they beautify the earth, the Mother Earth. Bigyan na lang kita ng situational na question, Queen Angeline. Let's say lang, no, you're going to attend a very important Miss Philippines Earth activity. And then, while going out in the street, you see a needy, a struggling puppy or kitten, struggling for his or her life. So what would you choose between the two? Attending that very important activity of the carousel productions or helping that needy animal? Queen Angeline.
You know, sir, I will be very honest about this. This has happened to me before. Dun sa cat na pinakita ko sa inyo. On that day that I found him, I was already in a rush to meet a client. But knowing that you are passionate about helping these creatures, these animals, I still find my way to help this cat and ask the people in my house to come pick him up. Kasi po yung pusa ko po na pinakita sa inyo, si Santol, kumatok po siya sa bahay ko. I think these animals know when you love animals as well. They know if you're a safe place for them. So they find their way through to you. So if I will have that kind of opportunity once again, I will not stop because Miss Philippines Earth is also a priority for me. But I will find a way to help the stray cat. Or dog, rather.
Yun nga, oh my God, I met my female counterpart pala ngayong gabi. Alam mo, Queen Rosel, nitong nag-start ako mag-rescue ng mga malalang dogs. Alam mo, tatlong netizens, tinatawag akong the modern St. Francis of Assisi, pero wala lang, ayoko naman ilagay sa ko, baka lumaking ulo ko, pero sobrang nakaka-overwhelm. Yung during mo compare ka kaya St. Francis of Assisi, di ba? Because of so much love for stray cats and dogs. Nakakatawa lang. Ayun, Queen Angeline, even though ang ganda-ganda mo, you're a queen and you're doing that, so salute to you.
Thank you po. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Eton. Angeline, I have one question lang for you. What is something you can't go a day without doing?
So that one thing that I can't go a day without doing is to play with my cats and dogs. Because for a day, I provide enough time with them, not just to help for their mental health, because you know these animals stay inside my house. So it also helps me relax. You know, it's like a give and take thing. If I give them time, I'm also giving a time for myself to be mentally happy, and you can also give this positive outlook in life once you gather that energy from your pets.
I totally get that. You know, my dogs are one of the reasons why I get up in the morning, so I feel the same. So, thank you so much, Miss Trece, and thank you so much, Mr. Eton, for being with us tonight. We really loved having you here with us. And there you have it, friends, the fourth batch of exceptional ladies competing for Miss Philippines Earth 2022. Let us know what you think by following and subscribing to our social media accounts, and we'd really love to hear from you. This is just the beginning of another colorful journey for these ladies. We have lots of exciting events lined up, leading to the grand coronation. So be sure to get updated with the latest happenings on Miss Philippines Earth 2022. On behalf of Carousel Productions, this has been Rizal Songano. Thank you very much for joining us, and let's continue to save our planet. Good night.
Woman of the